So this is our little banana plantation, and this banana plantation that we have here actually started from just 4 small, very small banana pups, which shoot out from the base of a banana plant. And my husband actually got those from a friend, and we planted those up here where we have grey water trickling out, and it's really nice because there's so much water that comes out every time, you know, we basically have a shower or, you know, use the washing machine, and it all just comes out here. And we do have a hose that sprinkles out across the other fruit trees as well, but we kept one of the hoses here because banana plants require a lot of water, and it was quite dry, so we really needed to have that water, you know, that came from our system. And anyway, the 4 plants took off, and this is the first year that we've ever actually had bananas. So we now have 3 big banana flowers, or two flowers and one bunch of bananas with no flower. And I'm not quite sure how long it's going to be until we get bananas, but it's really exciting because I never imagined when we were living in town that we would ever have our own bananas. So this is one of the this is the first bunch of bananas that we got, and it's not ripe yet, but it's looking good. It's really healthy, and I mean, we don't put any chemicals or anything on any of our plants here or anywhere in the property. We don't use any sprays or anything, so everything's very natural. And basically we just put down a lot of horse manure from when we had the horse before. We had a little miniature horse, and we used the manure from there. And then we have local people around here that bag up their horse manure, and we've been really lucky and fortunate that you know, it's only like $1 a bag or something, and we've been able to put that around all of our fruit trees, and this is the result. I mean, we don't have any problems at all with our bananas, especially. They're just growing so well, and we have so much sun here, so it's really beautiful being able to grow your own bananas. It's very exciting and very rewarding, actually, especially when we know that, you know, in a few months' time, maybe a month or so, we're going to have at least 1 bunch of bananas. And I mean, it's not like a bunch that you buy in the supermarket. I mean, you saw just earlier, the bunch of bananas is, you know, probably at least 100 bananas, and they were all grown organically and grown in our very own backyard. And I mean, you know, your food miles for that is like, what, 80 meters or something, you know, to get to the kitchen. I mean, there are no food miles. It's amazing. And yeah, so we've got, this is our 3rd banana bunch, and it's really beautiful. Like, it starts off here. I don't know if you know anything about bananas, and we didn't until we grew them, but this banana bunch actually starts off as that flower that's down the bottom, and it actually drops all of these flower petals, I guess you would call them. I don't actually know very much about bananas, and I'm not being very technical, but from what I've learnt, you know, it just starts off as this big flower, and it drops its petals, and then underneath, I would imagine that, you know, something is pollinating it. I'm not too sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know too much about this, but it's pretty amazing because you start off with these little tiny flowers. See the flowers at the bottom? I mean, you've got the big flower, but then the bananas at the bottom, they've got like a little flower part at the end, and that's how it starts. And then, so the ones down the bottom, they're the youngest little bananas, and they're still, I guess, being germinated or pollinated or whatever it is. And then up the top, the bananas are developing into more mature bananas, and then eventually they will all look like the ones around the corner. And yeah, so then again we've got, you know, all of these bananas, and I mean, each one of these banana plants will inevitably produce a banana bunch. And then, so what happens is you have the banana plant, which I guess is in the center there. That's the main one. So we planted 4, and that's why it's in, you know, different clumps. So there's one clump here of banana plants and one clump over there, because you have the beginning the starting banana plant, which is a pup, and the banana, the pup grows up and then eventually will produce more pups. So it's just a continuing cycle of banana plants, and you don't need to plant any more of these. Like we only planted 4, and in a year and a half, it's only been a year and a half, it's grown to this size, which I just think is absolutely miraculous. Like it's pretty amazing to have this many banana plants from 4 single pups. So they're not the Cavendish bananas, like the typical bananas that you buy in the supermarket. They're 2 different varieties, which I'm not sure. They're not ladyfingers and they're not Cavendish bananas, but there's some other variety, which will be really nice to actually sample, you know, and have bananas that aren't, you know, the mainstream varieties. It's really nice that there are different varieties of bananas which we just don't know about. And so, you know, the other thing too is that the banana pups, so let me find a banana pup. The banana pups, they, I guess this would be one here. So that's come off the main plant, and that one will grow up all itself. But you can actually dig these out and you can move them around. So we've actually given some to our friends as well. Rather than keeping them all for ourselves, you can actually dig them out and give them to friends, and they're really easy. Like as long as they've got enough water, they'll just grow really well. We did put ours in quite a lot of manure mixed in with the soil, and they've grown beautifully, obviously. Like it's really good. But we also have the perfect weather for bananas as well. You know, we have a lot of sunny days and we have quite a lot of rainfall. And we are in a, you know, relatively tropical area, so we're fortunate. I'm not sure if you can grow bananas in cooler climates. It would probably be quite difficult, but the environment that we live in is just perfect for bananas. The other thing too is that it's really cool here, and as you can see, our lovely dog is you know, having a rest in the shade of the banana plants. So it provides shade for animals, and it also, the taller plants that are there, they actually provide shade for the smaller plants as well. So the smaller plants are sheltered. Bananas don't actually grow very well when they're spread out. If you had a row of banana plants that were young, they don't grow very well, and we actually tried that initially, and we had a lot of trouble. They really struggled, and we didn't think that they would actually survive. But once we put them together in a clump, we learnt that banana plants shelter each other. So this strong, you know, grove of bananas, I'm not sure what you call a plant, I guess it's a plantation. The plantation of bananas, the larger ones protect the smaller ones, and we get quite a lot of wind through here as well. Like it's not, we don't get it all the time, but sometimes when we get storms, it's very strong wind that comes through this area. And the, you know, large plants protect the smaller plants, and I mean the stalk of the, I guess it's a trunk of these banana plants is huge. Like it's really thick, very strong trunks, and when they're together in this group, they just protect each other. I mean, they've all grown up around each other, so there is enough room. Like it doesn't look like there is enough room, but like we have the initial plant here that's grown the banana plant, and I'm guessing that would probably be one of the first bananas that we put in. But all of these bananas that are around it have grown up around it, and they've all got enough nutrients. They're clearly all growing big enough and strong enough, so they've got enough nutrients. But with all the other plants around them, they're protected from wind, and you know, I mean, it also provides shelter for these younger leaves as well. They're not going to get burnt as some of these older leaves do get. Maybe it's not burnt, but you know, the wind damage and that sort of thing. But these younger plants have an opportunity to actually grow, which is really lovely. And it's just self-sustaining. I mean, we don't do anything. We honestly don't have to do a thing with these.